Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing the next prompt in the Season of the Witch 2024 tag, and that's Magpie. So I did finish my first one and my write-up. So this is my third one. This is another one out of the Love of Spreads Oracle. I did the put the depression spread in here. So we're going to be doing 6 prompts. It's all about what is causing me unnecessary woes right now. So I put this as the depression spread, but it's because, you know, I think without being considered, and I'm no psychiatrist, I'm no psychologist, I'm no therapist, I'm no doctor, so I'm not giving actual advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only, but from my own experience, I think that we can become depressed at certain times or for certain things, or for a season, you know what I mean, for a reason. So I thought that this spread would be really good for that. One is, what is the root of my energy right now? How do I feel heard? How do I feel seen? What am I seeing? How can I help myself? So like, what should I be focusing on in order to help myself, kind of thing, and message from my higher self. So I'm going to set this aside over here. And these are the questions that I'm going to be using. And I decided to use the Nicoletta Ciccoli. I've not used this deck before yet. And this is a new deck that I got. And I've not used this before yet either. So I figured, let's use those. Because maybe some of these feelings are stemming from something that I've never really done, which is like inner child work, right? So let me shuffle these up really good. Okay, so I got these shuffled pretty good. Before I start also, I just want to say that I think one of the reasons why I want to do like inner child work also with depression and stuff like that is because, or with this particular spread, is because I think quite possibly a lot of these things are like shadow things that we don't even understand sometimes why we are feeling the way that we are feeling, right? So inner child, and could that stem from maybe the way that we were treated, or maybe even the way that we treated others when we were little or previously. So that's what my thinking was. And some of these questions, obviously, you can ask for yourself without having to do tarot. But the reason why I wanted to do tarot for something like this is because sometimes we think we understand why we're depressed, but that's not really the root cause of it. And so I'm not asking myself per se, my conscious mind, I'm asking my unconscious or my higher self. That's why the last one is a message from my higher self. So I'm going to draw a card for each one of them. So the first question is, you got to let me ask it, honey. Come on now. So the first question is, what is the root of my energy? Oh, the moon. Okay. How funny, because I just got done looking at the moon's energy today, because that's something else that when I'm doing a reading or trying to look for the energy of stuff, that I also, no, that's not what I wanted. I also go to looking at the moon, and in the Discord, I have been putting every day astrological readings for every single day, right? Let's look for today, which is the 8th. So the sun is in Libra. And these are taken at noon every day. And the moon right now is in Capricorn. So, okay. And it's in universally my first house, but just on the cusp of the second house. So having to do with self, which makes perfect sense, right? All right, so let's get back to, okay, so I got the moon. I'm going to ask this one the same question. What is the root of my energy? Okay. What is the root of my energy? So, what is the root of my energy? What is the root of my energy, please? What is the root of my energy right now? What is the root of my energy? This is a hard one because there's no way for me. I mean, that's how much I can get, so I got to do it this way. What is the root of my energy? What is the root? Okay, I'm going to do this one. That hunter, aggressor, tracker, provider. With moon. Isn't that interesting? So let me just see really quick. I'm just going to read it myself really quick, and then I'll come back with a synopsis. Okay, so it is kind of what I thought it was going to be. So it is saying that the root of my energy is that of a hunter, that of somebody who is seeking. But it's saying that in this situation, I do not need to be somebody that is a hunter or aggressive hunter in order to get what I want. That it is a time to go within, go with what is hidden, which really falls in line here. And with me saying that I've never really done, I mean, I've done shadow work before, but not really like inner child stuff. So the fact that I'm even going that route, it's more or less telling me that that is like the energy I need to be more. What I'm seeking is like inner and hidden stuff within myself, not like exterior stuff, not stuff outside of myself. And that's how I'm going to get to the things that I truly desire in my life, right? So not necessarily going after physical goals, but inner discovery goals. So that's about right. So the next question is, so how do I feel heard? So what I mean by that is, when I've got something on my mind or something that I want to say or my opinion or whatever, what is it that actually makes me feel heard? What confirmation or validation, or that's what was meant by that. It's also like in the same regard as what makes me feel heard, like somebody actually listened to what I was saying instead of reacting to what I was saying, actually listening. You know what I mean? So in communication, what is that thing that helps me really feel like I'm being heard? What helps me? What really makes me? Well, that one wanted to. Okay, here we go. What is this? Is this Six of Pentacles? Let me check, because I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, that was the Six of Pentacles. So how do I feel heard? Well, let me do the other one, but that's like, maybe the way that I really want to be heard is like when I give unto others, because my aim in everything is like, either to help somebody, and through that also helps me. That makes me feel better. But also, I always want to feel like I am empowering another person in order to use their voice and go after what they want, you know, their desires in their life and stuff. All right, we'll go with this one. Free will. Sovereignty, independence, free spirit. Oh my gosh, yes. I think that's what I was just trying to say, that I like to empower people. Let's see, 23. Let's see what the blessing is for that. You know now that you do something against the free will of another. Wait a minute. You know now that to do something against the free will of another, to withhold or to connive to take from another what they need to make a full decision, is a kind of sin. And when one steals this right from another, a bond is developed between the two. Perhaps not immediately, but a reckoning will be made and a debt will be paid. You are considering how best to respect this right while achieving what it is that you wish for in this lifetime. Simply respect this law and all that comes to you will bring great blessings. Okay. One of the ironies of the vampiric life is that many of us who have become this unnatural, yet very much alive creatures did not choose to become this way. We were turned, created, transformed, and often against our will. And so we wish to speak to you through this card of the sacred nature of free will, of consent. There are those who walk among you who many call witches, and within their laws is one which is to do with the consent and consciousness that must come with the casting of a spell. Okay, so what was it? How do I feel heard? Yeah, I guess when I am just giving and receiving that of free will, when I know that not only am I in my own sovereignty, but wanting other people to also know their own sovereignty as well, and independence and free spirit. And that's what I think that that's meaning, because these are not really negative things. These are actually, these would be positive things, because it's asking, how do I actually feel heard? Not what happens when I don't feel heard, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we have to look at it in that context, or I choose to look at it in that context. All right. So the next question is, how do I feel seen? What is it that really makes me feel seen? What makes me feel seen? Maybe when I'm being vulnerable. Because we've got, makes me feel seen. I mean, because this is the Eight of Swords, which is like, you know, when I'm working through like my own demon, so to speak, my own mental negativity, and the devil as well. I can see that being either ego, in my ego. What was it? How do I feel seen? Yeah, maybe when I just express myself and express my own inner dialogue, more or less, I think. And sometimes that comes from a negative place, or a place of human failings, or human characteristics, right? Okay, let's do this one. How do I feel seen? How do I feel seen? Oh, there we go. I'm just going to take the top one. Ooh. So maybe that's what this is talking about. When I'm being a negative Nancy. Sorry, Nancy's. Any Nancy's out there? I didn't mean it like that. When I'm being a negative individual and being trapped by my own mind. And then I play devil's advocate, kind of like rebellion, upstart, tumult, and revolution, right? Maybe that's how I feel seen. I think my own ego is calling me out here. I do. I really do. All right. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Okay, I'm just going to take the top one. I think the King of Cups. Where's the... I think that's the King. Yeah, the King. Okay. So the King of Cups, what am I seeing? Okay. Like really being in my emotions, right? I'm seeing like, well, let me do the other one too. Because I like reading them in conjunction with each other because that paints the whole picture. All right. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Like in the space that I am in right now, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? Funny enough, with the moon also in Capricorn, right? And that's Saturn, or that's the Devil card, right? Yeah. What am I seeing? Okay. I'll take the top one. Come on. Enlightenment, epiphany, and innovation. So, yeah, with the King of Cups, I also feel like it is emotional intelligence, right? So I believe that it is an opening of the heart and the heart chakra. And I believe that that can also lend itself to enlightenment. So inspiration, epiphany, and innovation. Yes, I feel like I have kind of been in that energy for really a few months, right? Since I started being able to walk again on my own, a lot of my inspiration and drive has come back and in like a full force kind of way, right? But I'm also very grateful. I'm in a state of gratitude. And I think that gratitude also opens all that up. It changes your frequency kind of thing. It, you know. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm seeing. So how can I help myself? How can I help myself when I am feeling like down or, you know, whatever is causing me woes? Because that's what this is about. What is causing me unnecessary woes? So, what was this one? How can I help myself focus? What is this? This is, what, 14? Temperance? Funny, I think that's Temperance. Funny enough, I am a Sagittarius, and that is the Temperance card. So how can I help myself focus? So maybe just keep being myself, keep going towards that which I desire, but continuing to seek my own, like, inner wisdom and be in a state of finding the perfect combination between, which I should be pulling the other card, but a perfect combination between my heart and my mind, right? Because that is like the perfect alchemy, a combination. So let me see what it says here. How can I help myself? Where should I be putting focus? How can I help myself? Where should I be putting focus? Sorry if these are a little bit longer, guys. I'll try to maybe... I mean, I like you seeing me actually shuffling my cards, so you know I'm actually shuffling my cards, but it takes a while sometimes. So, and I also want to be authentic. I want you to see that these are the actual cards I'm getting. Maenad, madness, ecstatic ritual, and energy release. Let me read that really quick. Just read it to you. Where's my glasses? It says Maenads, which if you remember right, on True Blood, that one lady was a Maenad. She was like a priestess. Are the female priestesses of the god Dionysus. Maddened by the fruits of the vine and given the space of ritual, they descend into a ritual ecstasy where an orgy of carnal delights, instability, frenzied dance, and gluttony are all allowed and celebrated. Within that space, the divine madness we all have, including you, is given expression and exhausts itself relatively safely. When she comes to you in this card, it is for you to now find a safe space to do what you have considered to be unsafe in a safe and protected way. What does this mean? You may be longing to be free, wild, and let loose, to cast off the chains and find expression in dancing, sex parties, and intoxication. Not really. Just to clarify, nope, not really. And she comes to you now, this creature will, who will devour you if you do not find a way to safely express these urges. For that is vampiric, the urge to express the divine madness that will erode your soul if you repress it any longer. And that is when the vampiric Maenad can tear you to pieces. That is when addiction can find you. This is when overindulgence can stake its claim on your soul through your physical form. This Maenad is watching you now, eyes brimming with poison, ready to inflict you if you do not begin to rediscover the beautiful madness of life in your own way. If you do not now begin to have some dance, some joy, some loss of the self-consciousness that you battle with each day, she will find you, and her leaves will poison you, even as they delight you. It is time for joy to be lived through you. It is time for madness. It is time to drink the nectar of love, making wine. Love making wine, laughter to the point where your belly hurts. It is time. And you know what? I kind of feel like I am going through that. I feel like things have been so good for me since I started walking again. Seriously. Things are so good. Blessings. It is safe for you to give way to feelings of intense bliss and happiness, even excitement. Feeling deeply and allowing yourself to be swept up in the rapture is a beautiful thing for you to experience at this time. It is safe to let this happen under the current circumstances. Yes, I think so. But I do feel like it's saying that with everything, there's got to be an even balance between like work and play, right? Temperance. So I've got to have the things that not only stimulate my mind, but also the things that stimulate my heart. And because if I do not allow that, then it can become overly or underly, but I'm guessing from this, overly, where I can swing one way or another, where I'm just doing too much of one thing and not doing a lot of the other, like creating too much and not taking care of my home life, being up in my head too much and not being grounded enough. I feel like I'm actually doing that. I feel like I'm doing both. But I I can see times where I have definitely gotten one way or the other, where I'm just like narrow-minded. You know what I mean? I've just got like this narrow mind, narrow focus. I feel like this is saying just open it up and just enjoy. You know, now is a time of joy because of what you've been through, and it is coming to the end of my tower year, because this was a tower year for me, and oh boy, has it been a friggin' tower year. Okay, so yes, that's perfect. The last set, or the last question, is message from my higher self. So what is the message from my higher self? What is the message? What is the message? The Season of the Witch was and is being hosted by the beautiful Antoinette at Antoinette Tarot and Jewelry. I will be putting a link. Whoop. What is that? Is that the... Oh, the King of Swords. Oh, message from higher self. So I will be putting a link down below to her channel as well. Oh, so let me do the other one right quick. Message from higher self. Even indulging, right? Yeah, I think that's the King. Make sure. I'm sorry, that's the Queen of Swords. All right. Yeah, so it's the water and intellect yet again, right? Because she is the water element of the swords. So, one final message from my higher self, please. And she is indulging. I think that's what it's telling me. Now you can eat cake. All right, we'll do the top one. Reprise, recovery, comeback. Oh my goodness. Is that not what I have been saying? Oh my gosh. This has been a wonderful time for me of like my creativity and stuff like that because of coming out of this tower year. And I'm getting ready in January, so a couple of months away, to, you know, be in a star year, which is like hope and coming back. It's like the phoenix rising, right? So I don't really need to read that because I think that pretty much says it all. That's pretty much where I felt like I was going already. And I've known this for a couple of months with just being on fire and saying, you know, with creativity and saying that it doesn't feel like it's work. It feels like it is something that I just really love to do. And I've also been playing Age of Mythology again on the computer. And I've also been playing on the computer just little bits. Because I start dying all the time and then I get pissed and I turn it off. Well, not on the Age of Mythology. I'm pretty much really good at that. But the other one I'm playing is Assassin's Creed. The Origins one. The one where they're in Egypt and I'm around the pyramids and stuff like that. And I don't normally play those games. So I'm having difficulty with the controls and stuff like that, because I don't use a controller. I just use my keyboard and mouse. So that could also be part of my issue. But anyways, I have been enjoying it. I'm allowing myself time to just have fun. You know what I mean? And just really feel like I can express myself and be mindful. Because I was about ready to put out a video the other day and I asked my friends, they're like, no, I really wouldn't do that. So I'm like, okay, I won't do it. So that's where that temperance comes in, right? So anyways, thank you so much for, if you are still here, the old saying, you know what, you're a rock star. So thank you so much for still being here. I am going to put these into my planner and start writing on them. And I am looking forward to the next prompt. And this one is going to be Hashtag Season of the Witch 2024, and hashtag Magpie. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.